Hello and welcome to today's Hindu newspaper analysis of the Delhi edition. Okay, 15 February 2022 from top headlines. India should not make irresponsible remarks, okay, on border issue China. Page number 18. Order on EWS criteria, okay, will apply for 2022 and 2023 NEET admissions, said Supreme Court. Russia says it is ready for the more talks to end Ukraine standoff. Okay, Messi will look to deliver for PSG against Real Madrid. Okay, मैड्रिड स्पेन की कैपिटल है, दिमाग में डाल लेना. टर्न आउट डिप्स इन उत्तराखंड एंड गोवा. ओके, पीसफुल voting with proper COVID protocol was held in 165 assembly constituencies of Goa, Uttarakhand and part of Uttar Pradesh, the election commission said on Monday. Voter turnout in the 55 assembly constituencies of the second phase of the UP poll, okay, was 60.4, okay, 44 percentage of as of 5 p.m. the election commission said. In Goa, the single phase polling of the 40 seats assembly saw a voter turnout of record, okay, 78.94, excluding the postal ballots, according to the election authorities. The final voter turnout figures, which is expected to cross 80%, will come in only after the postal ballots are, okay, taken into account, said Goa Chief Electoral Officer, okay, Kunal. The state had recorded an 82.56% turnout during 2017 elections. Okay, this is the past record. In Uttarakhand, turnout for the 70-seat assembly elections was around 62.5%, according to statement, okay, by the chief electoral officer. Particularly in 2017, the Uttarakhand election had seen, okay, 64.72% percentage turnout. In UP, 55 seats were vacant, okay, that were vacant polls, mostly located in the Rohilkhand region with a substantial population of Muslim above the state average of 19.5%. This was most relevant in the Rampur, where senior Samajwadi Party leader Raja Azam Khan and his son Abdullah Azam face a challenge from the erstwhile Nawab family. Okay, and Saharanpur where the SP hopes to make new gains in the inclusion of local Muslim, okay, stalwart Imran Masood. Of these 55 seats, the BJP had won most 38 seats in 2017, but it was still lower than its figure of the near clean sweep of the first phase last time. The Samajwadi Party did reasonably better here, winning 15 seats. In Goa, Chief Minister, Pramod Sawant constituency, okay, saw the highest voter turnout, 89.64 percentage jump of nearly, okay, percentage point since the 2017 assembly elections. This is sufficient because related with the political dilemma. Inflation edges past 6% in January, most important. Rural India bears the brunt of spike. Why? India's retail inflation accelerated past the 6% in the January to hit 6.01%, breaching the central bank tolerance threshold for consumer price inflation for the first time since June 2021. Retail inflation was 5.66 in December 2021. Rural India bore the brunt of the inflation spike as per official data, with the pace of price rise touching 6.12% from 5.36 in the December. Okay, this is sufficient from here. Okay, 87-year-old raped, assaulted in West Delhi. Building collapse. Audit by IIT orders. Unite if you are secular, says Mamta. Students in hijab denied entry in a few schools. Basically, overall hot issue from Karnataka. Is this secularism? Ask Modi. Citing Trinamool MP remark is not important. Okay, and let's move to another articles. That is Delhi government to prepares, okay, brief document for 684 water bodies. Okay, why it is important? Out of 1043 identified water bodies in the national capital Delhi, The government has prepared brief documents for 684, while the rest are either encroached upon or their owners yet to be identified, a Delhi government official told Hindu. All 1043 water bodies owned by 16 agencies were identified and given a unique identification number, also known as UID, by the Wetland Authority of Delhi. After a scrutiny by technical committee, water bodies from this list which fit into the definition will be notified as wetlands. This will give legal protection to the water bodies and also facilitate their rejuvenation. Currently, none of the 1043 water bodies is notified as a wetland in Delhi. Schools reopen for junior classes. Schools reopen for junior classes. Many students attend physical class for the first time. Okay. Physical classes of primary and secondary schools student resumed in Delhi, resumed in the capital on Monday. Several junior students attended school for the first time. बहुत से छात्रों ने पहली बार स्कूल अटेंड किया. To deal with the large number of children, schools in the capital have opened in a graded manner. For classes 9 to 12th, schools were reopened last week. Okay. बीजेपी एक्स कैसी बीजेपी पंजाब वोटर्स अगेंस्ट आम आदमी पार्टी. ओके. बिल्डिंग कोलैप्स, हरियाणा चीफ मिनिस्टर ऑर्डर्स स्ट्रक्चरल ऑडिट बाय IIT. दलित फील्स देयर कंसर्न्स अनअटेंडेड. ओके. इट इज टाइम द 32% पॉपुलेशन स्टूड अप फॉर राइट्स. ओके, से कम्युनिटी मेंबर्स इन पंजाब. ओके. And Delhi High Court seeks response on EWS admission. What is this? File a concise reply on what is your understanding of the right to education. Okay, right to education. The Delhi High Court on Monday asked the Aam Aadmi Party government to respond to a petition seeking to ensure admission of the children belonging to weaker sections and disadvantaged group in various private schools here. A bench of Justice Rajiv Shakdhar and Justice Talwant Singh gave directions on a public interest litigation filed by NGO Justice for All. Okay, Rajasthan to begin riverbed sand mining. Supreme Court refuses to intervene in the CBI probe in student death. Okay, it asked Tamil Nadu not to take it as a prestige issue. Okay, and Karnataka High Court strikes down ban on online gaming. Why online gaming is a threat nowadays? State government restrained from interfering with the online gaming business and allied activities of petitioners. In a relief to online gaming operators and players, the High Court of Karnataka on Monday declared as unconstitutional certain provisions of the Karnataka Police Act 2021, which prohibited and criminalized the activities of offering and playing online games by risking money or otherwise. The provision of Section 2, 3, 6, 8 and 9 of the Karnataka Police Amendment Act 2021 are declared to be ultra vires of the Constitution of India in their entirety and accordingly are struck down. The Karnataka High Court said a division bench comprising Chief Justice Rituraj Avasthi and Justice Krishna K. Yes, this is delivered the verdict while allowing the petitions filed by associations of gaming operators such as Online Gaming Federation of Indian Fantasy Sports, and a few individuals who are online gaming enthusiasts. Okay. Seats were insufficient. CMC must fill 70% PG seats from minority. It's Supreme Court. Okay, the rest can be filed by the management as in the previous academic year. ISRO puts 3 satellites into orbit abroad PSLV C-43. What is this? Important. Thick orange fumes from PSLV C-52 briefly lit up the pre-dawn dark sky and Pulicat Lake is the border of the Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. Okay, Lake is the workhorse of the Indian space research organization soars into the skies from the first launch pad of the Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota on Monday. The booming noise of the launch vehicle carrying three satellites breaking the morning silence. The ISRO maiden launch of 2022 and the first under its new chairman Sri Somnath went off without a glitch, places all three satellites into orbit with precision. The PSLV C-52 was the 54th flight of the rocket and the 23rd in the XL configuration. The success of the launch was crucial for ISRO that a that had a very muted 2022 with just two launches. One of is the GSLV F-10 failed after launch PSLV C-52 carrying the Earth observation satellite, okay, EOS-4 and the INS-2TD, a technology demonstrated from ISRO and Inspire sat first student satellite, okay, lifted off, okay, 5.59 a.m. This is not sufficient, and directive to defer land survey for Kerala set aside. IISc Bengaluru gets largest donation of rupees 4.5 crore. Important है भाई. Institute is planning to start a medical school and a 800-bed multi-specialty hospital on campus. The Indian Institute of Science, which is located in Bengaluru, also known as Silicon City of the country, okay, received single largest private donation of rupees 425 crore, which will be used to set up a postgraduate medical school along with the multi-specially 800 बेड हॉस्पिटल ऑन इट्स बेंगलुरु कैंपस. इसका मतलब ये है कि अभी बेंगलुरु इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ साइंस जो बेंगलोर में है उसने 425 करोड़ रुपया प्राइवेट डोनेशन प्राप्त किया है. द प्रोजेक्ट विल बी इन लाइन विद global examples of interacting science in engineering and medicine under a single institution, creating physician scientists. Okay, IISc in a partnership with philanthropist Sushmita and Shubhroto Bagchi and Radha and NS, okay, who collectively donated the amount. Prominent persons call for restarting media on silence. Okay, license is not. This is major and holistic section of the editorial Hindu sections. A test case for living with pluralism in Karnataka. Why this is most important? Any approach to the hijab question that limit it to religious insignia, a archy and misses its significance to its bearers. Okay, why? What is crux of this article? It is very unlikely that certain would be brought down on the issue raised by the hijab controversy in Karnataka and elsewhere in India through the administrative and judicial initiatives that are afoot now. There has been some respite with the brief closure of institutions of academic learning in the face of the demand by some young Muslim girls, okay, that they be allowed to wear a hijab to college, that was countered by supporters of Hindutva outfits. Outfit माने वेशभूषा होता है. Bearing saffron outfits, जिन्होंने भगवा वेशभूषा धारण की, ओके, उन्होंने विरोध हिजाब का किया. The High Court of Karnataka in an interim order has also made it clear that all students regardless of religion or faith have been restrained from bearing saffron shawls, also known as bhagwa, scarves, okay, hijab, religious flags or the like within the classroom until further orders. और कर्नाटका हाईकोर्ट ने क्लियर कर दिया है कि अगले आदेश तक कोई भी किसी प्रकार की धार्मिक पहचान को बनाकर, चाहे भगवा हो, चाहे हिजाब हो, चाहे कोई धार्मिक प्रतीक हो, किसी उसको लेकर क्लास में नहीं एंट्री कर सकता है. ओके, with regard the petitions pending consideration on the issue of the right to wear a hijab in classroom, okay, this orders has also been confined to institutions where student dress code uniform has been prescribed. Okay. In addition, the police have held flag marches in some cities and towns that could witness a communal flare-up as a result of opposing stances. The hijab as a differentiating marker has been an explosive issue elsewhere in other political societies as well as in coming to terms with pluralism. But what it is that makes the hijab the test case for living with the pluralism in Karnataka, the approach that we employ to engage with this issue will have to its repercussions, rep- repercussions elsewhere too. While an average person in India, including students, wear sports, one or several insignia, okay, that has or have a strong religious association. It is the social and political fault lines that have acted as the springboard to pit saffron against the hijab in Karnataka. Social social reach consolidation. Why? Although this issue has been okay shimmering elsewhere in other parts of the state for a while, it could not have had a better social anchor, okay, anchor than in Udupi, Dachina Kannada district of southern coastal Karnataka. These two districts have been in grip of the Shank Parivar for over a dozen years through a phalanx institutions interventions initiative aimed at considering the Hindu identity. The Muslim minority is about 20% of the population in these two districts, particularly in Karnataka, 25% in Dakshin Kannada alone, and much higher than the 13% in the state as the whole, according to 2011 census. While traditionally, most of them have been petty traders, merchant and informal laborers. There has been significant changes in the community following large-scale migration to West Asia, right from the early years of the oil boom. Okay, the early years, the there has been a impressive rise in terms of enterprises and initiative in the community across various domains such as health, education, housing, merchandise, including literacy and cultural production in the recent years. Okay, this expensive social reach has gone along with religious consolidation as well. While this religious archive, okay, is complex for many young men and women exposed to the wider, okay, churning it break beacons. It is not something pitted against the modern but a distinctly new way of being acting in the world. The political marginality they have been subjected to the following the attendance of the Bharatiya Janata Party in the region makes such a carrying all the more important. They see education as a major resource, okay, not merely to access the world but also to find a fulfilling place in it. The complex churning that these new mappings of the world bagged through the fring tendencies such as reassertion or orthodoxy of a shallow mitigations, shallow imitation of the what is perceived as the Arab way of life. There is also the rise of new institutions. यहाँ कुछ नए संस्थानों का उद्भव हुआ है. The Social Democratic Party of India, also known as SDPI, and the student organization, the Campus Front of India, closely associated with the radical group. The Popular Front of India, we also made significant advances in this region in the last few years. They are clearly frings of a wider aspirational striving. Okay, centrality of caste. Muslims in the rest of Karnataka have not made the equal strides. There are some sections all over Karnataka where their living social conditions are similar to those who are socially lowest. However, they are more concentrated in the urban areas and in some localities more than others. One of the big challenges that the BJP Hindutva project confronts in Karnataka is the centrality of caste as a principal anchor of electoral politics. It is attempt to subordinate it to the Hindutva project as not much headway. Okay, headway among political significant communities such as the Lingayat is the sect is in Karnataka. Several Lingayat seers still hold on to the belief that they are a separate religion. Okay, Lingayata belong from Karnataka state of India. We are also who are also feel that is a who is a special religion in particularly state from the Hindu religion. While the Sangh Parivar, also known as RSS, has mounted campaigns against love jihad, cow slaughter, etc., their impact has been limited. और इसका impact limited रहा है. The hijab issue offers one of the best opportunities for polarized Muslim against Hindu. और हिजाब मुद्दा मुसलमानों के विरुद्ध ध्रुवीकरण करने का हिंदुत्व को एक आइकॉन मिल गया है. While in this wider arena, इस बड़े रण क्षेत्र में मुस्लिम बिकम द इसके पेगॉट्स फॉर द फेलियर ऑफ द हिंदुत्व टू कंसोलिडेट इटसेल्फ इन द केस ऑफ कोस्टल कर्नाटका. It is state nature of Hindutva nationalism, and it is failure to reach out by a vibrant community. Okay, vibrant community that accounts for the coastal figures highlighted in the hijab controversy. Okay, hijab controversy. Christians, mainly Roman Catholics, the other religious minority in southern coastal Karnataka, who form about 8.5% of the population, have also been targeted by the Hindutva outfits. और कर्नाटक में कुछ ईसाइयों की भी संख्या है जिनमें व्यक्तिगत रूप से रोमन कैथोलिक धर्म को मानने वाले हैं, जिनका परसेंटेज लगभग 8.5% है, जो भी हिंदुत्व के द्वारा टारगेट किए जा रहे हैं. बाय रिनेमिंग पब्लिक प्लेसेस, अटैकिंग माइनर श्राइन्स, छोटे छोटे धर्म स्थलों पर अटैक, कंडक्टिंग असॉल्ट्स ऑन द फ्रिंज क्रिश्चियन गैदरिंग्स एक्सेट्रा. द कर्नाटका एंटी कन्वर्जन बिल or the Karnataka Protection of the Right to Freedom of Religion bill introduced recently but yet to be passed into law in the state is clearly directed against churches which are the sacred cell of the sacred places of the Christianity. But the broad response of this community is confined to a withdrawal and reassertion of formal secular constitutional project. Attacking on freedoms is most important given these fault lines. Any approach to the hijab question that conflict into religious insignia is not merely archaic but misses its significance to those who don't it. For a lot of young Muslim women in coastal Karnataka and probably a stratum elsewhere in Karnataka particularly, drawn from lower caste, lower social ranks, the hijab is not an archaic and patriarchal imposition, but a choice through which they wish to make it their presence in the world and define themselves. Access to education is deeply wound with such progressive measures. Some good old people think it is to be an assault on their self-worth and dignity, binding them to the prescriptive dress code subjects into a uniformity that not only submerges their differences but and also enforces prevailing political dominance. It is not necessary political dominance. It is not necessary to reiterate the bearing such as court has on freedom of choices and sustaining its context. The hijab may have other connotations for elders of the community that belong to a may integral one's religious convictions, but they are largely supportive planks. A distinction. What is distinction? एक पहचान अलग क्या है? How it is important? In this context, it is important to make a distinction between the burqa and the hijab. The burqa is strongly associated with the religious code. Okay, most young Muslim students in the coastal region in Karnataka may wear the burqa outside educational institutions, but they keep it aside once they are okay, once they are on their premises, but would continue to wear the hijab. But as their teacher, I have also found that at times they may even remove the burqa in the classroom depending on the comfort level and fellow feeling they sense in classroom. Clearly, these dispositions cannot be imposed through a religious okay religious man of course. How does a person wearing hijab alongside the school uniform affect another student or teacher or academic administrator? कैसे प्रभावित कर सकता है हिजाब को पहनने वाला व्यक्ति? Unfortunately, little unless one conceives the school as turning out cogs in the will, not persons with a capacity to make choices and assume responsibility for themselves. Okay. In a deeply diverse society सच एज इंडिया, एक विविधता वाला देश जो कि भारत है, ओके, एंड सच डाइवर्सिटी इन इंक्रीजिंगली नॉर्मल टू लार्ज पोलिटिकल सोसाइटीज टुडे. द ओनली वे वी कैन बिल्ड आवर कॉमन फ्यूचर्स इज बाई इन्वाइटिंग दोज हु फील डिफरेंट इन टू ए conversation and continually forge the common. So this concludes from this article is sufficient. This article is written by Valerian Rodriguez, was a professor at Mangalore University and Jawaharlal University. This article is sufficient. Zooming in, let's move to another article. Zooming in on the potential of India's geospatial sector. Why? But the main hurdles are the lack of awareness among potential users and inadequate skilled manpower. What is the crux of this article from this newspaper? The date February 15, 2021 will be regarded as a watershed movement with new guidelines to affect the completely deregulate the geospatial sector for Indians. As we celebrate the first anniversary of the movement, it is time to look back and assess its impact and identify the bottlenecks so that the full potential of geospatial sector can be realized. Not much of a precollation. India has a robust ecosystem in geospatial with the Survey of India, the Indian Space Research Organization, Remote Sensing Application Centers, and the National Informatics Center, also known as NICE in particular, all the ministries and departments in general using geospatial technology. However, the full benefits have yet to percolate to the public, neither it's their much contribution to the nation's GDP. Since the declaration of the guidelines, there has been a lot of hype and hoopla about the geospatial sector. The Prime Minister's speech during Independence Day and mention of geospatial in the Union Budget, we have created the necessary buzz. The media publicized many articles projecting the market to some rupees 1 lakh crore by the year 2029 with the 13% compound annual growth rate. Consequently, the geospatial sector, which was considered taboo by investors, is seeing new interest. The last year has also witnessed some activity on the ground. The most noticeable was the oversubscription of the initial public sector of okay, offer of the MAP India, MAP India. While other governments, while the government has done its bit and industries, okay, gung ho, questions remain: is the full potential of geospatial being exploited, or are the roadblocks still despite the enabling policy in places? Okay, these are important questions and should be dealt with. Key issues. What are key issues? Among the most prominent hurdles is the absence of a seizable geospatial market in India. There is no demand for geospatial services and products on a scale linked to India potential and size. This is mainly due to the lack of awarenesses among potential users in government and private. The other hurdles has been the lack of skilled manpower across the entire pyramid. The unavailability of foundation data, especially at high resolution, is also constraint. इसमें भी एक बाधा है. The lack of clarity on data sharing and collaboration prevents co-creation, okay, and asset maximization. Lastly, bearing a few cases, there are still no ready to use solutions, especially built to solve the problem of India. Unless these issues are addressed, the policy alone will not suffice. Of course, it can be argued that the restrictive data policy of okay years was the root cause of many of these limiting factors. How a protocol in the place? Okay, it is understood that these issues cannot be resolved overnight and that the formulation of guidelines alone is not enough. The inertia and the mindset due to the decades of restrictions will be difficult to shrug off. However, India needs to be aggressive to make a leapfrog. Therefore, special attention is required as far as the sector is concerned. The first and foremost is the need to publish the entire policy. Okay, academic program. What is academic program regarding this? Though India has many who are trained in geospatial, this is mostly either through a master level program or in job training. Unlike the best, India lacks a strata of core professionals who understand geospatial end to end. India should start a bachelor's program in geospatial also in the Indian Institutes of Technology and the National Institute of Technology. Besides these, there should be a dedicated geospatial university. Such programs will propel research and development efforts which are crucial for the development of technologies and solutions locally. The geospatial sector in the country is rightly positioned for the investment. However, clarity on the issues discussed and the creation of an enabling ecosystem are essential. By the time we celebrate the 10th anniversary, we should have achieved the projected market value and have Indian entrepreneurs stand out internationally. Okay, this article is sufficient from here. Let's move to another article. Center of the debate. What is center of the debate? A convention of CM should not be drowned. Okay, in the polemic electoral politics. What is this? The chief minister of West Bengal and Tamil Nadu, Mamata Banerjee and M.K. Stalin respectively, have jointly proposed a convention of the non-BJP chief ministers. They are also not BJP chief ministers. Okay, the initiative is still nascent and there is no clear agenda or a definite data, but the political context is imply clear. Relations between the center and states ruled by opposition parties are strained due to various factors, ranging from questions related to GST, the partisan behavior of central agencies, the center's move to give itself absolute power in the transfer of IAS, IPS and IFS officers, and the overbearing attitude of several governors. The relation among the states are also fraying in many instances, even as the center moral authority to be a neutral arbiter is at low. The tendency to mobilize political support in one state by berating other states though not new, seems to have acquired additional edge with the BJP, drawing its support from the northern and the western regions, while the opposition holds on the southern region. In the journal, a communal angle is occasionally added, as Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Sri Yogi Adityanath did last week in branding West Bengal, Kerala, of Kashmir, apparently for the high level of political power enjoyed by Muslim there. In Parliament recently, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Congress leader Rahul Gandhi had a heated debate on the scope and limits of Indian federalism. Okay, the autonomy of the states in their relations with the center depended less on any ideological distinction between parties than on the nature of power sharing among them. When the government at the center is dependent on regional parties for survival, it is more accommodative towards aspirations of constituent groups, linguistic, religious, ethnic, or political. Okay, the 2014 victory of the BJP brought into the coalition era that had lasted for 25 years. The current upheaval among parties in power in states is related to larger questions debated in parliament, but there are individual factors too. The TRS is anxious about the BJP push to extend in Telangana. The DMK is anxious to project its coastal justice politics from the center, unilateralism. The TMC, through it emerged victorious over the BJP last year's assembly election in West Bengal, still has scores to settle. The Shiv Sena in Maharashtra is determined to protect its turf from the formerly persistent encroachment of attempts. For individual factors of power politics, some CMs and state parties could be less enthusiastic than TMC, DMK, and TRS Sena in confronting the BJP and the center. Andhra Pradesh CM and YSRCP leader Jagmohan Reddy and Odisha CM BJP Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik might consider it prudent to protect their respective turf in tacit acquaintances with the BJP. A convention of the CM and articulate the concerns of the states, but it should guard against turning into an occasion for the counterproductive polemic rooted in electoral calculations. Cash cow. The IPL is economically robust with its domestic spirit and international flavor. It is not sufficient, not most important from here. Incorrect diagnosis. What wrongly remedy? What is this? There are simpler solutions to the shortage of IAS officers at the center than the proposed amendments. It is important. What is crux of these articles? The amendment proposed to Rule 6(1) of the Indian Administrative Service Cadre 1954. आजकल भारतीय प्रशासनिक सेवा अधिनियम 1954, IAS अधिनियम 1954 काफ़ी चर्चा में है, क्योंकि सारी पावर जो इसके डिपुटेशन और ट्रांसफ़र की है वो सब केंद्र अपने सरकार अपने हाथों में लेना चाह रही है। इसीलिए कई जो नॉन बीजेपी स्टेट हैं वो इसका विरोध कर रहे हैं. दैट इज मेजर क्रक्स ऑफ दिस टॉपिक. Government unilaterally order the central deputation of IAS officer, without the consent of the state government or the officers concerned, have provoked controversy. The center has justified them on the ground that the state are not meeting their central deputation reserve, also known as CDR, obligations, because of which the center is suffering from an acute shortage of mid-level IAS officers, especially deputy secretaries and directors. From where IAS officer promoted as a deputy and secretary officers. It is true that some states like Telangana, like Tamil Nadu, until a few years ago, and West Bengal were recalcitrant and would not forward the names of even willing IAS officer for central deputation. But the fact that all the states, including the BJP ruled ones, are not meeting CDR obligations indicates that their reluctance to forward names to center is not real problem. We believe that there are simpler, more effective and less contentious solutions for the shortage than the proposed amendments. In fact, once The root causes of the shortage are identified. The solutions suggest themselves. Causes of shortage. The first cause of the shortage was the drastic reduction in the annual recruitment of IS officers after 1991 from 140 to 160 to just 50 to 80 under the misguided notion that the government will have a reduced role due to the economic liberalization. That did not happen. It took nearly 20 years for the center to correct this mistake and restore the annual recruitment for pre 1990 levels, 1991 levels. As of January 1st 2021, the shortage of IAS officers at the ऑल इंडिया लेवल was 23%. देखो IAS ऑफिसर की 23% कमी है 1 जनवरी 2021 के अनुसार. The number of IAS officers recruited annually should be increased around 200 for a years as short term measures. और आज एक शॉर्ट टर्म मेजर 200 कम से कम IAS ऑफिसर हर साल चुने जाए तब जाके पूरी हो सकती है. द सेकेंड केस इज लाइक edicical cadre review. This is an exercise conducted jointly by the center and state to designate certain are marked exclusively of IS officer. The Tamil Nadu, it is unconscionable that posts like Commissioner of Disciplinary Proceedings, Commissioner of Archaeology, and Commissioner of Museums have been designated as cadre post. This is काफ़ी चर्चा में रहा. Proposed solution. A proper cadre review in all these will release IS officers from non-strategic post and reduce the shortage. At the center, there is a strong case for downsizing the bloated central ministries dealing with subjects in the state list and the current list, thereby reducing the demand for IS officers and the CTR obligations of the states. The third case is the ill-advised discontinuance of direct recruitment of officers to the Central Secretariat Service Group B since 2000, and undue delays in the regular promotions of officers from the rank in the Central Secretariat due to the protracted litigation since 2021. These officers used to occupy a sizable proportion of deputy secretaries director level posts in the Central Secretariat. The fourth case in the complete non-utilization by the center of the service of officers who are appointed the IS by permission of selection from the state civil services. This large pool of around 2,250 officers, usually in the age bracket of 35 to 55 years, who have immense field experiences, remains state bound. It should be made mandatory for these officers to work for at least 2 years on central deputation as deputy secretariat or directors immediately after their appointment of IS and training in Missouri. Their next promotion in their state cadre should be subject to their completing their mandatory period of central deputation. Officers who are over 50 years of age at the time of appointment may be exempted. वो छूट होंगे. This can be solved the problem of shortage of deputy secretary director levels officer at the center in one stroke. The fifth cause in the numerous administrative barriers to central deputation imposed by the center itself in the form of highly restrictive conditions, perverse incentives, annual lapsing of their list, long deferment periods, compulsory calling off periods, etc., expecting directly recruited IS officer to work for at least 2 years as a deputy secretary directors between the 9 and 16 years of service for impanelment as joint secretary as the center in East. Unwise, because this is a precisely the phase when they are working in post with good job content, power, prestige and perks. So a large number of them do not go on central deputation and fail to get impaneled as joint secretary, which automatically eliminates them from future impanelment as additional secretaries and secretaries. Proposed solution: we suggest that it should be made mandatory for directly recruited IS officers to serve at least 3 years on central deputation between 9 and 25 years of service. Their promotion to principal secretary grade in their state cadres should be subject to their completing this mandatory period of central deputation. This wider window will enable IS officers to opt for central deputation at their convenience, and the center will also be assured of a steady adequate supply of deputation. Deputanist. The process of empanelment of IS officers for the post of joint secretary, additional secretary, and secretary at the center is much reviled for being opaque and arbitrary. The center should directly choose in joint secretary, additional secretary, and the secretariat from among IS officers, who are officiating in equivalent grade in state government through a process of selection. In much the same manner as it chooses deputy secretaries, directors, this will make a larger, better talent pool available to the center and enable officers to use the experience gained in the state at various levels in their service of the center. We are therefore of the view that the proposed amendments are a case of diagnosing the malice incorrectly and applying a wrong remedy that has serious side effects. It should be noted that even if the proposed amendments come into force, states can still shuttle central deputations by giving adverse performance assessments, or posting false discrimination and vigilance cases against the officers. This dystopian scenario actually played out in Tamil Nadu some years ago with the bring favored adverse content comment. Pers- Persuasion succeeds where force fails. The shortfall in CDR obligations is not a problem. It is is not a problem that the cabinet secretary cannot solve having a constructive dialogue with the chief secretary, or the prime minister cannot solve by holding a meeting with all chief ministers. The Center State Council constituted under Article 263 of the Constitution is the institutions meant especially for the handling such center state situations before things get out of hand. It is worth recalling that 1947 India lost nearly 60% of its Indian civil services officers. British British and Muslim when the country to was beset with a far greater challenges than today. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel showed great sagacity and overcome the shortage within a few years by working with the provinces, as they are called them, rather than against them. The sanctity of the principle of cooperative federalism and the interest of the national unity and administrative efficiency demand nothing less. So this is important article. This was important article. A loophole in democracy. What is crux? Only if the Samajwadi Party led coalition wins by a large margin, it can be it a sort of government formation. Is not most because related to politics. The bifurcation of bugbear. The center does not inspire confidence that it will be initiate step to resolve vexatious bifurcation issues. Andhra Pradesh. Bill said rural network cousin it this time too. Rampur's family says ESP leader Abdullah Azam. Tamancha to defense corridor. There is constitutional impurity, says NC. The aim is to disenfranchise the Kashmiris. EWS norms will stay, says Supreme Court. decision expected in March will apply for 2022-2023 need to okay such bench. We have not stalled the process of determining the EWS criteria. Okay, for next academic years we have said EWS quota will be as per orders. We have kept the matter in March for disposal. The process cannot stop. Whatever we decide will apply. Okay, will apply. NHA to integrate case caste census database. ओके, रसिया रेडी फॉर मोर टॉक्स टू इंड क्राइसिस. रसिया रेडी, रसिया कहता है कि मैं क्राइसिस करना नहीं चाहता हूँ. ओके, Lavrov asked Putin to continue talks to end Ukraine stand off Moscow says military drills are ending. Okay, Russia held the door open for Monday to further talks on the resolving its standoff with the West and the said on its military drills be ending, signaling the possible easing okay on the crisis over Ukraine. Russian President Vladimir Putin, right, and Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov during a meeting at the Kremlin in Moscow on Monday. Okay. Sri Lankan TV journalist attacked by gunmen. Beverage firm cuts ties with Myanmar. Okay, Sensex slides 3% on worries over Russia-Ukraine tensions. Okay, January wholesale price inflation slow at TED to 12.96%. Rate remains above 10% for the 10th successive month. Okay, and this is sports related issue. Text and context. What is this? LIC is not important. Park, this is important. What is this story so far? Why are the both fishing continues? Okay, fishing communities from Tamil Nadu and Sri Lanka at odds with each other. Why? What is the story so far? अब तक की कहानी क्या है? The Sri Lankan Navy on Saturday. The Sri Lankan Navy on Saturday arrested 12 Indian fishermen from Rameswaram district. Okay, Rameswaram district, Tamil Nadu, and seized two of their fishing boats on the charges of engaging in illegal fishing activity. This is the third such arrest in a fortnight, promoting the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin to yet again write to Prime Minister Narendra Modi seeking the centre's immediate intervention to secure their release. The development comes about 10 days after fishermen in Jaffna, Jaffna in Sri Lanka northern province, held a large protest demanding strict implementation of Sri Lankan law against illegal fishing by foreign vessels. It is सब ठीक बात है. To a long dragging issue dominating Indo-Lanka bilateral ties. The recent weeks saw an escalation in the tensions between the fishermen following the death of the two Jaffna fishermen, reportedly in mid-sea clashes with their Tamil Nadu counterparts. Sri Lanka has termed the fisheries conflict a diplomatic flashpoint, threatening ties that are on the mend after a period of strain. What is the back story? What is the back story? For well over a decade now, fishermen of India and Sri Lanka have been unable to agree on how to share the fishes in the narrow Pak state between Sri Lanka, which comes between the India and Sri Lanka, separating the two countries. The strait begins just north of the Sri Lanka Jaffna Peninsula and spans about 100 kilometers at its widest point. It is known to be a breeding ground for rich maritime resources, especially shrimp. Okay, although India and Sri Lanka agreed to divide the strait with an imaginary boundary line in 1970s. The International Maritime Boundary Line, also known as IMBL, Indian fishermen from the coastal district of Tamil Nadu from the Puducherry and frequently arrested by the Sri Lankan Navy for the poaching, शिकार करना, or the engaging in their illegal fishing activity in Sri Lankan waters. Several rounds of the bilateral negotiations between the two governments and talks between fishing community leaders from both sides have been held over the years, but a solution remains elusive. अब कोई हल उसका नहीं निकला है. What is the conflict and between whom? क्या संघर्ष है और किसके बीच है? The main contention, जो मेन झगड़े की जड़ है, the main contention between the fishermen or either side is not so much about territorial rights, as historically both sides have amicably shared marine resources in the stretch. It is more to do with the use of bottom traveling, the fishing method used by fishermen from Tamil Nadu. A group of daily wage fishermen, a group of daily wage fishermen set out on merchandise boats owned by the other affluent fishermen and drag large fishing nets through the seabed. While they primarily target fish species, okay, the coast is now especially for the competing livelihood of two Tamil speaking fishermen communities with the glaring asymmetry is power and resources. समझ गए what is yet to be resolved is not the gist. What is gist? Okay. Apart from customary condemnations and denials, whenever there are fishermen death is a little effort from authorities on either side to find solution of this problem. Okay, so the fight against antimicrobial resistance, AMR, is a leading cause of death around the world, the highest number of deaths occurring in the low resource settings. ओके द जिस्ट व्हाट इज जिस्ट सार क्या है इस पूरे आर्टिकल का एंटीमाइक्रोबियल बैक्टीरियल एंटीमाइक्रोबियल रेसिस्टेंट आकर्स व्हेन changes in bacteria causes the drug used to treat the infection, okay, to become less effective. A paper authored by antimicrobial resistant collaborators states that around 4.9 million deaths were associated with the bacterial antimicrobial resistant in 2019 alone. The paper is an analysis of the burden of AMR producing estimates for 204 countries and territories, 23rd bacterial pathogens and 88 drug pathogen combinations in 2019. The 6 leading pathogens for death associated with the resistant included, okay, they have been registered as priority pathogens by WHO. The indiscriminate use of antibiotics, no proper sanitation and lack of awareness among the public about the dangers of AMR are some of the reasons which include, okay, which need to be tackled in order to fight against antimicrobial resistance. Okay, so this is sufficient from today's Hindu newspaper analysis. So this concludes for discussion. Thanks for watching.